today for the Bitcoin price. And yes, guys, you read the title right. I found something seriously concerning for Bitcoin and for crypto in the charts. And this is not one of these videos where you see like a YouTuber putting out a big headline and then not delivering on the actual message. I want to deliver, guys. I want to show you exactly what I find to be concerning right now for Bitcoin, for crypto, what it means for Bitcoin and crypto, for my trades, which, yes, they are still open. I have 30-40 million US dollar in long trades open on Bitcoin and on altcoins. And yes, I have taken some partial profits, but most of these trades are still open. So if the market reverses and wipes me out, I'm going to lose a lot of money here, right? Completely put away the hodling portfolio. Well, I want to jump into the charts and show you exactly what I found. Stay here until the very end, because the message I want to deliver today is one potentially for the history books, something we've been waiting for. I'm in this space for like, I don't know, 8 years. I've been waiting for this. All of that doesn't really make sense. Well, let's get straight into the video. Let's see what I'm talking about. Smash up the like button to a new all-time high. Share the video with your friends and let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's talk about crypto. And before I go into the charts, yes, let me show you. I do put my money where my mouth is. I was very bullish in the last few weeks. You can see we had 7 green weeks. You can see where I entered. I'm still in this trade. Here on the chart, the B is where I entered, and you can see the trades are still open. Bitcoin 1.1 million, Solana 250,000, XRP, of course, who would have thought so, in a loss. The Bitcoin trade is 14.5 million US dollars in a profit, and the Ethereum trade 880,000. So now, should I take profits? Should I just run away? Well, let me start very slowly here. And just 2 days ago, I just realized that this is the 8th green Bitcoin week in a row. We never had 9, right? Since then, this weekly candle actually already flipped red. It flipped bearish so far, right? I mean, doesn't mean that it has to close red. We can just pump up and have a green candle. And I have 2 very important points. The first point is what I just posted. We never had 9 green weeks. So even if that one closes green, that would be 8 green weeks. We never had 9, at least not in the last 13 years. So 2012, that was whole different laws, right? If I'm going back here, you can see here we had 8 green candles in a row. What happened afterwards? 2 months downwards sideways movement, right? If I am showing you the time before we had 7, 8 green candles, that was just 7. No, that is 7. Yes, 7. And then we went sideways a little bit, but of course the bull market continued, right? Let me see if there's another example. I think even here in the beginning of the bull market where we had 7, afterwards 4 weeks sideways period. So if anything, in the end of these 7, 8 weeks, we can usually expect a sideways period or a severe correction. As you can see here also in 2017, 8 weeks green, and afterwards a crazy correction down from 2,900 down to 1,835, 40% correction and 1.5 month downwards movement. 2012 was the only time where we had more than 8 green candles. So the bottom line of that is already more than this week green we can actually not really expect from history speaking, right? Because we never had more than 8 green weeks. But that is not my main concerning argument here, right? I am concerned about something else. But keep this in mind as the first argument. Now let's go straight back into the charts and talk about Bitcoin a little bit more. I posted here on Telegram that I found something very, very concerning for Bitcoin and for crypto in the charts, right? I just posted that 45 minutes ago, and now I'm making that video. Well, I don't know if you watched that video 3 days ago where I said Bitcoin super cycle. Now you're saying, Chris, that doesn't really match. Like, you're saying concerning, now you say super cycle. Hear me out, guys, because these 2 scenarios, a concerning bear market and super cycle, are more close together than they have ever been. What you can see if I am zooming out here, it's this or that. You can see we are having, let me actually remove these confusing lines here. what you can see here is a 14-15 year resistance and a 14-15 year support. The upper line being the resistance, the downward line being the support. Whenever we are hitting the resistance, bull market has ended. The upper line, when we hit that, bull market ended. When we hit the bottom line, end of the bear market, right? Every single time. We had a small anomaly actually in 2021 where we had a double top. The second top being slightly higher than the first top. Looks a little bit like what we are having here, right? So I am telling you, there is exactly two scenarios. First scenario, Bitcoin is getting rejected now or within the next 2-3 weeks from that resistance line. 120,000 is the absolute max which can happen in that scenario. That is the concerning scenario. A few $1,000s, a maximum upside before a severe bear market, a crash. First scenario. Second scenario. Both of these scenarios you could almost say are bullish, but the first scenario, the best case scenario, would be 118,000. It could be over any minute, right? 120,000 being the best case in that first scenario. Second scenario, if Bitcoin closes, and you can draw this line a little bit higher, a little bit lower. You can see here 118,000 is approximately where it is here, but you can like even a little bit adjustment of these lines, like it changes the price quite significantly. But what you can see here, nothing of that screams super cycle. However, the moment Bitcoin breaks and this is not something you can be titled with an exact US dollar amount, but the moment Bitcoin breaks and it would be in that scenario, which is a little bit less likely scenario, I want to tell you. It's less likely. The second scenario is nicer, but it's less likely, much less likely, but it is possible. The moment we are breaking with the weekly candle, and you will understand when we break it, because the volume is not going to be any like that. If we are breaking this 15-year resistance on a weekly candle, the volume is gonna be up here. Like we will see the biggest US dollar volume ever, not the biggest Bitcoin volume, but the biggest US dollar volume. And if we are breaking this resistance, it has to usually, I would say it has to coincide with some macroeconomic news, with something happening in the markets, whether it's federal funds effective rate related, M2 money supply related, hyperinflation related, anything, right? If that happens, everything, every law of the last 15, 16 years for Bitcoin will be offset. And we will see green dildos all the way, like really higher than we could all imagine. This second scenario is less likely. Please listen to that. It's less likely. But both of these scenarios we have to keep in our mind. For sure, I will take significant actions on my trades within the next few days, within the next few weeks, in case the first scenario is true. If you do want to be trading as well, the Bybit link, $30,000 bonus, the Levex link where I will soon start posting my trades again, and the BitUnix link with the 20% bonus down below where you can trade from wherever you want. All the links down below in the pinned comment if you're an experienced trader, and only then you should use these links and trade with them. Support the channel and of course get the biggest bonuses in the space. Link down below, pinned comment. Let me know now. Scenario 1 or scenario 2? Your opinion is interesting right now. Let's go into the comment section. I will answer some of your questions down below as well. Thank you so much for watching, and we are going to see each other very soon at the next MMCrypto. As always, guys, as always, bye.